Have you heard about the biotech company that has two of the world's biggest pharmaceutical giants, Pfizer and Novo Nordisk, locked in a fierce bidding war? This isn't just another corporate drama. It's a story about the future of weight management and a potential game changer in one of the fastest growing markets in medicine. The company at the center of it all is Metsera, and a recent court decision has just blown this race wide open. So what's the big deal? A Delaware court recently denied Pfizer's attempt to block Metsera from talking to Novo Nordisk about a superior buyout offer. This is huge news for shareholders because it means Metsera is now free to pursue Novo's higher bid, potentially leading to a much bigger payday. But beyond the immediate buyout drama, this situation shines a massive spotlight on Metsera's incredible potential in the multi-billion-dollar market for obesity and metabolic drugs. Let's break down what makes Metsera so special. At the heart of it is their 𝗕𝗓 technology platform. It sounds futuristic, and it kind of is. This platform is designed to create ultra-long-acting drugs. We're talking about a once-a-month injectable or even a daily pill for weight management. Their lead candidate, 𝗕𝗢𝗢𝗢𝗦, is a 𝗔𝗡𝗢𝗢𝗢𝗦 agonist, which is the same class of drugs as the incredibly popular Wegovy and Ozempic. The key difference? Convenience. Think about it. The current blockbuster drugs require weekly injections. While they're effective, sticking to that schedule can be a real challenge for many people. Life gets in the way, and discontinuation rates can be high. Metsera's value proposition is simple but powerful. Make treatment easier. A once-a-month shot or a daily pill could dramatically improve patient adherence, leading to better long-term results and a higher quality of life. For healthcare systems, this means lower costs from complications and better value overall. It's a win-win-win for patients, doctors, and payers. Now, let's talk about the market. It's massive and getting bigger every day. Hundreds of millions of people worldwide are affected by obesity, and the demand for effective treatments is skyrocketing. Just a few years ago, this market was worth a few billion dollars. Projections now show it exploding into the tens or even hundreds of billions within the next 5 years. This growth is being fueled by the proven success of 𝗕𝗓𝗢𝗓 drugs. Metsera is perfectly positioned to capture a significant slice of this pie by solving one of the biggest remaining hurdles, long-term adherence. Of course, Metsera isn't entering an empty arena. The competitive landscape is dominated by Titans, Novo Nordisk with Wegovy and Ozempic, and Eli Lilly with Zepbound and Mounjaro. These companies have set a very high bar for efficacy. So how does a smaller company like Metsera compete? Their secret weapon is that unique delivery method. By offering a simpler dosing schedule with comparable or better results, Metsera could carve out a major niche. This is precisely why Pfizer and Novo Nordisk are fighting over them. Pfizer had a setback with its own internal program. It desperately needs a way back into the 𝗕𝗓𝗢𝗓 race. Novo Nordisk, on the other hand, wants to consolidate its leadership by acquiring the next generation of obesity treatments. Both see Metsera not just as a single drug, but as a platform that can generate multiple new products for years to come. So is the hype justified? Let's look at what they've been up to over the past year. Metsera has reported positive mid-stage clinical data showing that their drug works well for weight loss and is well tolerated. They successfully completed an IPO, raising cash, and have also secured manufacturing and supply partnerships, which is crucial for getting ready for a potential launch. Financially, they look like a typical pre-revenue biotech company. They're spending a lot on R&D and not yet making money from sales, but their cash position looks solid, giving them enough runway to get through their upcoming, crucial Phase 3 trials. And as we mentioned, the court ruling just removed a major roadblock, paving the way for a potential acquisition. This brings us to the billion-dollar question: what is Metsera actually worth? Let's get into the numbers. Based on a standard biotech valuation model, a discounted cash flow analysis, we can get a sense of its standalone value. In a downside scenario, where they face delays or stiff competition, the value might be around $5 per share. A more realistic base case, with steady progress, puts the value closer to $16 per share. And in an optimistic upside scenario, with rapid market adoption, the valuation could approach $32 per share. But here's the kicker: acquisition prices are almost always higher than standalone valuations. That's because the buyer is also paying for strategic value. How Metsera fits into their portfolio and helps them beat competitors. The current offers from Pfizer and Novo are reportedly in the range of $60 to $85 per share. Why such a big jump? A part of it is something called contingent value rights, or CVRs. Let's quickly demystify CVRs. Think of them as a bonus payment. An offer might include, say, $50 in cash upfront, plus a CVR worth another $20. You only get that extra $20 if the company hits specific milestones in the future, like getting FDA approval or reaching a certain sales target. So if you think there's a 50% chance of hitting those milestones, that $20 CVR is worth about $10 to you today. Both Pfizer and Novo have included CVRs in their offers, which allows them to pay more if the drug is a huge success, while limiting their risk if it isn't. So what does the next 5 years look like for Metsera? It really depends on which path they take. If the acquisition goes through, which seems likely, the story for current shareholders ends there with a nice payout. The price will be locked in by the final deal terms. But if, for some reason, they remain a standalone company, there are a few possibilities. If their development hits a snag, the stock could fall back to that $5 to $10 range. If everything goes smoothly and they get approval around 2029, that base case of $16 per share seems plausible. And in a best-case scenario, the value could exceed $30 a share, even without a takeover premium. For now, Metsera operates at a loss, which is normal for a company in its stage. They're investing every dollar into research. Their IPO gave them a strong balance sheet. But if they were to stay independent, they might need to raise more money down the line, which could dilute the value for existing shareholders. An acquisition completely removes that concern. The valuation is highly sensitive to a couple of key factors: the drug's peak sales and the discount rate used in the models, which is a measure of risk. Lower risk and higher sales can easily double or triple the company's present value. This highlights the classic high-risk, high-reward nature of biotech investing. Looking ahead, the most immediate catalyst is, without a doubt, the resolution of the bidding war between Pfizer and Novo Nordisk. That will set the short-term value for shareholders. After that, the key milestones will be the start of late-stage trials, the release of that crucial data, and submissions to regulatory bodies like the FDA. Longer term, their success will depend on getting favorable insurance coverage and proving that their oral formulations are as effective as their injections. Of course, there are always risks. The drug could fail in late-stage trials. Regulators could find issues, competitors could launch even better products. And those CVRs we talked about might never pay out if the milestones aren't met. These are the risks that keep investors up at night. In conclusion, Metsera is in an incredibly strategic and valuable position. They are developing a technology that addresses a real, unmet need in the world of obesity treatment, making it easier for patients to stick with their therapy long-term. The recent court ruling has cleared the way for a potentially lucrative bidding war, dramatically improving the outlook for shareholders in the near term. While its standalone value is likely in the teens, the strategic premium being offered by Big Pharma could push the final price into the $60 to $85 range. Regardless of who wins the bidding war, Metsera's focus on patient convenience and adherence is set to make a real impact on a market that's changing the face of modern medicine. Thanks so much for watching. What do you think about this pharma showdown? Let me know in the comments below, and if you enjoyed this deep dive, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next video. See you next time.